On June 6, 1944, tens of thousands of American soldiers and hundreds of LSTs landed on Utah and Omaha Beach. The Normandy invasion was on. American troops, 100,000 of them, stormed the beach. It was bloody carnage, but a beachhead was secured. Jeeps screamed ashore, hurtling through the dunes. This is a Willis Overland Jeep. It's got the 60 horsepower Go Devil engine. This was the workhorse of the American Army, and the other allies as well depended on it. As the infantry hit the beaches, they discovered that airborne troops from the 82nd and 101st Airborne had hit the night before, parachuting into dangerous conditions, fighting with the Germans in the night until support could come up. During the war, American ingenuity played a key role. One of the amazing feats of innovation was performed by Lieutenant Ron Bagley. He figured out how to cut a truck in half and load it on an airplane. This 3/4-ton truck could easily and quickly, in 3 minutes or less, be cut in half and shoved into an airplane. This was something no other army had done before. The German army was still largely dependent on horses and mules. Now, the Americans used mules as well. In fact, Delvin Miller of Avella, Pennsylvania, was in charge of a mule remount station. Delvin still wore jodhpurs, those cavalryman's trousers reinforced on the leg. The Tuskegee Airmen were a special unit of flyers during World War II. African Americans were often relegated to support roles, driving the Red Ball Express with supplies. Lieutenant Carl Woods was killed over the Adriatic Sea in 1944 while flying a bombing mission to Austria. Many of those 18, 19, and 20-year-old kids who joined the Army had never been more than 50 miles from their hometown. Now they were seeing the world, and many of them brought back or sent home trophies of the war. Anything with a swastika on it. Luger pistols, Schmeisser submachine guns, and daggers were packed up in the mail. The Army had a system that allowed free postage for soldiers sending things home, and many took advantage of it. In the Pacific Theater, the same thing occurred. Men who fought in Burma or China or India, the Forgotten Front. 200,000 Americans were there, building airstrips and fighting in the jungle. One of the most dangerous assignments was in the 8th Air Force in England. The bombers who were sent over France and then Germany. Some of them flew 30 missions, 35 missions, and survived. 25% of those men didn't come home. The soldiers who liberated the concentration camps and death camps of the Nazis were horrified. They found skeletal remains of people, some alive, most of them dead. 11 million perished in the Nazi death camps. 6 million of them were Jews. On February 23, 1945, photographer Joe Rosenthal took one of the iconic photographs of the war. It's a picture of 6 Marines putting up a flag on Mount Suribachi at Iwo Jima. Among those 6 Marines is Mike Tranq. Mike Tranq was from Conemaugh, Pennsylvania. He was a Marine's Marine. The soldiers in his platoon said, "He's the best Marine I ever knew." One soldier said, "He's the best man I ever knew." Mike Tranq never left Iwo Jima alive. On May 7, 1945, Germany surrendered. And after atomic weapons were dropped on Japanese cities, Japan surrendered on August 15, 1945. The war was finally over.